So before we get into this video, if you guys want to check out my feature film Pace D, you can. It's on Amazon right now. You can check out the Blu-ray, check it out digitally, however you want to watch it. Support indie film. Also check out my link tree down below for all my social medias. You can buy our short films on Gumroad, so you guys can pay what you want. It helps us make more projects. Also follow my Rocky Top page. I'm going to be talking about that very soon. I cannot wait. Very exciting stuff. This was something that I've been wanting to talk about just for a little bit because I've been on the Black Mirror train for a few years now. My wife really tried to get me into this show, and I didn't have any issues with it, but I, just wasn't really that intrigued. Well, I'm glad that I watched it because, or I have been watching it because it really did kind of scratch an itch for me, and that's that love bone. And there's only a few episodes that I want to talk about because something that I've noticed about Black Mirror is a lot of its episodes do sort of have those romantic undertones to them. Like some of them, Beyond the Seas, one of those, White Christmas, even more recently, Eulogy. But those films, they have the romantic undertones. I want to talk about the full-blown romantic episodes that I personally really enjoy. The ones that really hit me the most because I'm a sucker for romance films. I love a good tragic romance movie. I don't know why. One of my favorite romance films of all time, besides Brokeback Mountain, is Bridges of Madison County. I also like Little Children, the film, a lot too, from Todd Fields. So I'm a sucker for romantic films. I don't know. But the 5 episodes that we're going to talk about we're going to talk about Be Right Back, Hang the DJ, San Junipero, Striking Vipers, and more recently, Hotel Reverie. Which I kind of just want to talk about Hotel Reverie just because it's fresh on my mind because it was the last episode that I watched in the series. Yeah, I know I kind of went off. But season 7, it was cool because there was 3 romantic-ish centric episodes that were a part of the series. Now, I already talked about Eulogy. Eulogy has those undertones, but it's not completely romantic. And then also Common People, while you could say that, yes, it does have a couple in it, it's more so doing a commentary about subscription services. So Hotel Reverie really is that true romantic Black Mirror episode that we've really come to know and hopefully love. I'm not sure if everybody loves the romance film episodes, but I do. And what a Hotel Reverie is it's an actress that is playing inside of a classic film, Hotel Reverie, except they're basically, is it Hotel Revere or Hotel Reverie? Oops. But she's playing inside of the movie, the classic movie, because they're taking modern day actors and they're essentially remaking the movies with them actually participating in the movie. So something happens and she ends up falling in love with the lead character. So it's this really interesting love dynamic where time is kind of slowed down for them, technically, but it's still going on in the real world. So basically something happens. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a good episode. It's a really good episode, and it really did remind me that, sure, people have been saying that Black Mirror is running out of ideas. Every single episode is the same, this, that, blah, blah, blah. It does show that Black Mirror is very strong in its themes, and the episodes that they do excel with are really, really strong. And Hotel Reverie, or whatever, is one of those strong episodes for the series. I mean, heck, even USS Callister got a sequel, and it's feature length. It's a feature length story. So even though Hotel R, I'm going to start calling it Hotel R, even though that episode is doing the same thing that a lot of Black Mirror episodes have done, that it doesn't really surprise people, it shows that the formula works. Because I've heard a lot of really good things about that episode. And I feel like there's not much in terms of, yes, they do fall in love, but it shows how tragic it is. That's one thing about all of Black Mirror's romantic episodes. They're all tragic. And then the next episode we're going to talk about, which might be my least favorite of the romantic episodes, but it's still a good episode nonetheless. It's from Season 2, Episode 1, and it's called Be Right Back. And this is about a service that allows loved ones to stay in touch with the deceased, almost like kind of via AI. I'm assuming that's basically what it is. It's been a while since I've watched the episode. And again, it's romantic because you get to sort of see the love kind of spark between two people. But again, in typical Black Mirror fashion, it's gone. It's just gone. But I think the thing that sort of makes it my least favorite of the romantic episodes is, again, it is one of those, I don't necessarily want to say that it's a mix between romance and commentary on something, because it definitely is, and most of these episodes are. But I will say, I do think the commentary and the romance are about to split in this, which is why it makes it into this, because it's still, following this couple for the most part, or at least watching someone grieve over someone else. And I feel like that's a pretty strong, it's pretty strong case to make when it comes to the whole romance element of the film or the episode. Some of these are long enough to be films. but I really like how uncomfortable everything feels in it. And while, yes, there's uncomfortable moments in the other episodes that we're going to talk about, I feel like that this is truly the one episode, Be Right Back, that you really do sort of feel the hopelessness of, one of the lovers. Because in a sense, yes, she is with this person again, but she's also lost him. And I can imagine it's a very strange feeling to have. The next episode that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about San Junipero, which I love the episode. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a fantastic episode, but I do think there are people that like it more than I do. But again, it's still amazing. It's one of those episodes that just at the very end of it, you're just going to be so sad. So sad. And this is one that I don't want to spoil. I do not want to spoil this one whatsoever, because the interesting thing about San Junipero is there is a nice little twist to it. So just follow the romance and go with it, because it's unique, and you're going to start watching it and you're going to just be I don't want to necessarily say you're going to be confused, but you are going to watch it and be like, okay, this is interesting. And I don't know. It was just, there are people, again, that do like it a lot. I mean, this is honestly one of the most beloved episodes of the entire series, and I can definitely see why. But it's a hard one to talk about without spoiling it, because I do think that it's going to be more emotionally impactful whenever you actually watch it without knowing what's going on. But it is, again, Black Mirror's doing what they do best with these episodes. They're putting two characters together, and the chemistry is just really strong. That's one thing about Black Mirror chemistry, is it bubbles. It sizzles. And then you have Striking Vipers, which Striking Vipers blew my mind. Striking Vipers, and I feel, and this is not a spoiler, because I mean, this is basically just what the actual thing is about. The episode's about. It's about two friends, they're buddies, and they can basically go inside of this fighting game. And one of them is playing, a muscular dude, but the other friend is actually playing a female. And they end up having this relationship in the game, even though they're buddies outside of the game. And it's so, I don't know what to make of it, but it's just so weird. It's so cool. I don't know why, but I just really like it. And I remember when I watched it, I was just mind blown. I mean, it was just one of the craziest things. And the interesting thing is, the concept is there. It's so strong. I could have watched a 2-hour film with that, honestly. It put that pit in my stomach. I can't really explain it. And it's just one of those things where it's just, it starts off not romantic, but then it is. And again, it's just the chemistry is so strong, but it has a way of making you feel so awkward. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking at all. It's so cool. I love it. It's one of those standout Black Mirror episodes to me. I really love that episode so much. There's 2 episodes that I would probably go back and just actually watch. Actually, probably 3 that I would literally just go back and just watch. And that's Striking Vipers, the one that I'm about to talk about next, and then I forget what the other one is. It's the one where the robot's following the woman around. I actually really enjoyed that one a lot. And now the final episode that we're going to talk about. This is my favorite episode of the whole entire series. I absolutely love this episode. It really kind of gave me that same feeling that I got during Bridges of Madison County. Kind of broke me a little bit. And it's called Hang the DJ. It is my favorite episode in the whole entire series. It's actually probably one of my favorite things I've ever seen. It's really, really good. Paired up by a dating program that puts an expiration date on all relationships, Frank and Amy soon begin to question the system's logic. This is one of those unique episodes where 2 people genuinely fall in love, but there's a time constraint. And the reason why this connected with me so much is I'm married, I have a wife, I have a kid, and it gets to the point where, like, sometimes you do think about, like, oh, what would I do if my partner wasn't here? What if, it does get kind of sad. I mean, and that's just kind of what happens when you love somebody. You think about those things, and they think about those things. And the interesting thing about this is it's 2 people that know when the time is about to end. And that is just the heartbreaking thing. It really is. It's so sad. And it makes you wonder, what would happen if every single relationship that was out there, we knew when our relationship was going to end? Where we knew when it was going to end, whether it be the end of the relationship, an event, or somebody passing away, something like that, something horrible. Well, how much would love mean at that point? what would be the point of sticking around? I think the interesting thing about this episode is it is a commentary not only on romance, but it's a commentary on society in itself and basically the life that we live. Because yes, if we knew that there was an expiration date with our relationships, well, then it would change them completely. Just like when we buy a gallon of milk, we know there's an expiration date on them. So what do? We hurry up and we drink it. Once that expiration date is about to get there, you hurry up and you chug it or you throw it out. And that's the interesting thing about it, is you know you can't keep it forever. And it's kind of like death. Sure, we think about death, but I do believe at times we don't really think that we're going to die, because it's one of those unique things where we haven't experienced it and we don't know when the end is. So it's kind of hard to fathom that actually happening. But what if we did know when we were going to pass? What if we knew it was going to be the next week? Would we just wallow in, self-pity, or would we actually go out and do something crazy? And that's the interesting thing about Hang the DJ. And it makes this relationship so strong, because on top of the chemistry being very strong between the two characters, there's so many different elements in this where I feel like one audience member, another audience member, another audience member might pull something different from this. And I think that's why it's one of the strongest. It is the strongest episode in Black Mirror, I think, personally. And I could have watched an entire film based off Hang the DJ. I think it's masterful. I think it's just fantastic. In 51 minutes, it does what a majority of films try to do within 2 hours. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And yeah, that's it. We talked about Black Mirror. I'm glad that I got to talk about Black Mirror, because I knew that I wasn't going to talk about every single episode, because there's just no way that I could actually remember what happens in every single episode to a T to do like a proper ranking or something. So I kind of wanted to just talk about, the romance, one of the stronger themes that this show kind of portrays. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. Take it easy. See you next time.